Around the world, multiple thousand people, just like you, like enjoying a nice steak dinner every now and again. But how exactly does this relate to climate change, and more specifically, the bottom of our marine food chain, the marine gastropods? Firstly, meat production and consumption has drastically risen since the industrialization, skyrocketing in recent years. Since 1961, global meat production has gone from just under 100 to just under 350 tons per year, and meat is one of the foods emitting the highest amount of CO2 per kilogram, due to its high emissions in production, packaging, and transport. To produce 1 kilogram of beef, for example, the emissions are as high as 13.3 kilograms of carbon dioxide, which is equivalent to burning 6 liters of petrol, which could power a small car for up to 90 kilometers. Continuing with our example of steak, cows have to consume 16 pounds of vegetation to produce 1 pound of flesh. In other words, the world's cattle alone consumes a quantity of food equal to the caloric needs of 8.7 billion people without producing that outcome of flesh and caloric value. Also, about 260 million acres of US forests alone have been cleared to create cropland to produce vegetation to feed for animals raised for food. By now, we probably all already know that high CO2 emissions lead to climate change, ultimately leading to the rising ocean shores and climate refugees. Though few people know that about a quarter of the carbon dioxide released into the atmosphere is actually absorbed by the ocean, reacting with the water to create carbonic acid, ultimately lowering the ocean's overall pH level, which should be stable at about 8.1, so slightly alkaline. This acidification of the ocean leads to breaking down the shells of Terra and gastropods, as well as the destruction of coral reefs, finally destroying the habitat of multiple thousands of species, as well as wiping out the bottom of the marine food chain, affecting basically all other species feeding off of their predators, and so on and so forth. It is predicted that by the year 2100, the overall pH of the Earth's oceans will have dropped to 7.8, endangering our entire marine wildlife as we know it. So, maybe skip the steak next time.